I go by Slim. My name is Michael. I've been playing the game since 2002, so that's a really, really, really long time, 18 plus years since it began here in North America. And yeah, it's just one of my favorite hobbies. I started YouTubing in 2011. Took a small break for about a year-ish, and then came back and just kind of I go to almost all like the major events, so I have a lot of just like knowledge and a lot of experience having played this game like on the like competitive to the most competitive levels, and I learned a lot. So it's been a hell of an experience, I'll tell you that much. I'm biased. One of my favorite decks of all time was Dino Rabbit, and most people hated the 2012 triangle format of Dino Rabbit, windups, and Inzectors, but I absolutely loved it because Dino Rabbit adapted to Macro Rabbit as soon as the Mermail deck got released, and we adapted, and the deck was just insane. You go first, obviously win the die roll. You open Logia, set four, flip Macro on your opponent's standby phase. They literally just scoop. They don't have an out. Like if they even have an MST, you just negate it with Logia. So like it didn't matter. So I really enjoyed that format. I also am biased too. I actually really enjoyed the Dragon Ruler format. A lot of people don't understand that match was one of the most skill intensive matches. Like a lot of people don't know. Like when your opponent would rejuve and just draw a bunch of cards, and then you could fight back and rejuve back. Like it was crazy. Like I think a lot of players, unless they've played those actual formats under that pressure, they can't really like speak on it. Unfortunately, like Spellbooks was insane. They resolve judgment, everything goes off like it sucks. Jowgen obviously locked you out if you didn't have a main deck out. So there were good things and bad things about that format, but I really enjoyed that event and I really enjoyed that Nationals, which was I think 2013 in Chicago. So it was pretty crazy. Yeah, yeah, I don't really know like what's gonna happen with that. It's different out here, but I mean, we've accepted the fact that there's gonna be no real locals, no, because no local is gonna open here in the West Coast, I think, anytime soon. I think the East Coast, I'm not really sure. I think it depends more so like in the area that you're in, but they're really not gonna open anything, I think, here in Cali or anything. I'm not really sure about the East Coast. I know New York, it's pretty bad, but from what I heard, like I've pretty much accepted like they've already canceled nationals and worlds. Like with the minute they canceled worlds, we knew nationals was going to be canceled because you think about it, like you play nationals to try to snag your invite to worlds, and if there's no worlds, there's no point to nationals. So oh, that's so hard. That's so hard. Like people ask me that all the time. Like I probably say just for like layman's sake, it was really close between like Gravekeepers from like 2009, 2010, 11-ish, and probably Dino Rabbit though. Dino Rabbit is just a deck that I've been playing for like ever. Like I remember like I played that deck so much, took it to so many regionals, I took it to the 100th YCS. I'm trying to think if I took it. I think I even took it to nationals. I don't even remember honestly. Like nationals I think was won by windups that year in 2012, but I'm pretty sure I was playing Dino Rabbit at that event still. Um, I mean, I guess we could. Like, I'm trying to think like what deck spams out rank fours. Like the first one I thought of, the one that terrified me if they ever released it would have been Lunalight. But since Lunalight did get hit on the list and we haven't really seen them anywhere, I haven't really seen too many rank four decks. Now I don't know if that would change, but there doesn't really seem to be that many XYZ decks. Like even the Eldritch decks switched over to synchroing instead of like there's no like XYZs and stuff like that. So I don't know how busted it would be. I think it would just depend if a deck would rely on rank fours. I think that would be it. Like if there is a deck out there that plays a bunch of rank fours consistently, like Lunalight used to, then that could be a problem. But right now, I don't think Shock would be that bad. Plus, I mean, you have cards like Imperm. You have cards to actually stop Shockmaster, whereas back then you just didn't. Like you were under Shockmaster. No kaiju's existed. No impermanence existed. No like nothing that could actually like break that card actually existed back then. So, and I mean, they weren't going to end on a Shockmaster and a monster, so you could Lava Golem them. And even if they did, like you weren't main decking Lava Golem, so it didn't matter. So yeah, no, but it'd be interesting if it came back for sure. I think people would try to make it work. I'm just not sure what deck would do it. So I've my username has changed like multiple times. Like the original one was SlimX Team Symmetry, and it basically just was my old team captain nicknamed me Slim, and then when I made my own team, the team was Team Symmetry, and I just kept that as the name. Like that's probably what I'm most known as. Like if you actually look at my user, I think it's the user URL. You can't actually change that. To my knowledge, I don't think you can change it. Like you can't change it to another name. But if you look at like it goes youtube.com/ and you'll see that it says SlimX Team Symmetry. So that's what it was on. And then I changed it. It's changed multiple times over the course, of the years. And like obviously I changed it because, my old team that my all those players don't play anymore, stuff like that. And then, like of course I've joined other teams and, gone back and forth. And then I couldn't decide like how I wanted to put my name. And then I actually talked to DZeef about it, and he told me that you need to put a name that when you search it, it'll pop up like in correlation to your channel. And originally I was just going to call it Slim, but the thing is, if you do that and then you type that in, you get a bunch of other results versus if you just type Slim and then a YGO on the end, all my content comes up. So that's what I decided to go with. I thought it works because it has my name plus it has Yu-Gi-Oh attached to it in its own way. So it works. Exactly. It's like why I tell people it's why I tell people like out of all the hand traps, Crow I think is still one of the best. Like Crow is one of those ones that you can not only use multiple per turn, but like there's always something to Crow. There's always something to Ash. There's always something to Crow. Crow can just take care of the Golden Lord, and then if you're just playing against their trap cards, like that's not that scary. Probably Thunder Dragon. It's really close. There are two cards that are like neck and neck, and it's Fairy Tale Snow and Thunder Dragon Colossus. Snow was because at the time I was playing the Thunder deck with Snow, and it was broken because Snow just triggered all your Thunders, and we were playing the Gumbalar loop, like hand loop deck. Like you actually looped all six cards from your opponent, and it was an absolutely just broken deck, but you're still playing Thunder. But I think it was probably Colossus because I absolutely loved Thunder Dragons and I wanted to play them. Like I was assuming in Master Rule 5 we would have one copy of Colossus to use, but they straight up banned it, so we didn't even get to try Master Rule 5 Thunder. And I mean, I do have a build of Thunder obviously, but not playing Colossus feels so weird. So that was probably one of the worst bans. Like that really hurt. Out of all the ones I've had over the years, like even when Snow was gone, it was like, okay, I'm not going to play the Gunbar loop. I'm just going to play regular Thunder. So it was fine. Or I'll just play regular Chaos Thunder. Like Snow was a huge engine piece to the deck, but it didn't matter that, it got banned. It sucks because I remember playing the Minerva deck back in the day. So that was something that was just like, it kind of sucks Snow is gone, but, Colossus, probably definitely Colossus. Colossus really hurt. No, definitely. I actually played an FTK deck at a regional in Cali, and I mean, I was one win away from top eight. It was like it's one of those decks that you like those decks. If you don't know how to sequence them, forget it. Like, don't play it. Exactly. Yeah. Like there was. I mean, it was a whole combo with Snow. Like basically, it was Levianeer for one, Diabolos for another card, Gumblar for two, and then on your opponent's draw phase, standby phase, whatever, you would use another Thunder, and then that would add two cards to your hand, and then you would Gumblar the last two cards. So it was like you had to sequence it just right, and if you didn't, I mean, I'm pretty sure you would. I mean, you would knock out four out of their six cards, but I'd rather go 6 for 6 than 4 for 6. So probably Mystic Mine. Everyone argues for it. Like the thing is, I go back and forth with Mystic Mine because the the thing is, we played one copy of it in our UDS in our 3v3 deck, and the thing is you needed that one copy, and I've said it a million times because if your opponent doesn't have an out to it, you might just win. And if your opponent's playing Mystic Mine and you're not playing Mystic Mine, like you're kind of at a disadvantage. Like it's one of those just degenerate cards that can decide a game for no reason. Like if you don't have an out to it, you can't play. Like you fundamentally can't play. Your opponent's not gonna mess up, and if they do, then that's no fault. Like if they even out the monsters or something. But that card has just really been like so degenerate. Like you just go bait this negate, bait that negate. Okay, slap down Mystic Mine. Okay, oh, you don't got an out. Okay, next game. Like literally, like there's no. Yeah, I think that's a card. I think most players would agree with me. That's a card that needs to get hit. probably around sometime in like 2012ish. I met like other channels. I had met Vexicus, of course. I had met other channels. I did the next great Yugi tuber, the very first one that they did, and I ended up winning it. So that might have helped too. Like I did that with Underworld 6667. They don't even like both of those people I just mentioned don't even play Yu-Gi-Oh or make Yu-Gi-Oh videos anymore. So like looking back, it's just like I can remember it like it was yesterday, and then I fast forward to now, like none of those people are even playing anymore. So it's pretty crazy. But that kind of helped. And then, going to nationals, going to the events, and just meeting players. I worked with ARG for a bit, so that was a big boost. Just doing stuff like that, like slowly I started to get a lot more like people on board with the channel. So it's probably around like 2012 that pretty much took off since I started going to more events. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I know. Part three is gonna be wild. I was already talking to Nono about it, but yeah, no, that was crazy. We formulated all that up. It was pretty cool for him to win like that. So it was like, we did our best, like try to kind of just kind of make fun of the remote dueling, but do it in kind of like a fun way. Because I mean, let's face it, like the biggest problem people were having with it is, oh yeah, people are gonna cheat. Well, what a way to do it than other to summon Exodia. And of course, if it's Eugene summoning Exodia, the whole thing actually happens. You actually get obliterated. So. Yeah, so it's pretty wild, but I always love collabing with Yugi Nono. That's one of my good friends. So
All this world in the clouds.